Is Bushido Brown, Grandmaster Bushido Brown to you. We are the new challengers. What we do is I deploy to Afghanistan. I actually host video game tournaments overseas in Kandahar. We also had some guys on different bases doing things, like Tyler was at up in Bagram.
Right.
And we hosted the first ever comic convention in Kandahar, Afghanistan, ACON. So that was cool.
So we started this organization to have fun just as a crew of friends, but then it grew into something so much bigger, supporting the troops overseas, helping them have a good time, and teaching them how to play different games. Street Fighter was where it all started, and fighting games is our specialty. So we're here this is an intro to fighting games.
Yeah, so I'm by no means pro or anything. I mean, I want to. Go ahead. Yeah. Anyway, no, we're not pros, but my mindset, where I'm coming from is I've taught a lot of soldiers, Marines, civilians overseas how to play, how to get into the game. So we're going to try to pass off some information to help you all understand what's going on if you lose a match. Normally, when somebody loses, they ask me, why am I losing? And I tell them, well, you're not good at the game. And then I hit them up with the knowledge about why they lost. Hey, you're not blocking. And then they start blocking, and I throw them like, well, you can't block that. And then, I hit them up with a combo, like, well, you can't block in the middle of a combo. And then they want to quit. We want to slow that down a bit.
Yeah.
Explain what happens. All right, so this is...
Okay, my name's Ivan. I'm being Miguel right now from Tekken. So that's who I am. I've had 3 people recognize me because no one plays that game anymore. But dig. Me and Jarvis started this organization about 3 years ago. It's been going strong. We've done this presentation about 3 times, so we're still getting warmed up at it. For those of you who are already really good at fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Tekken, what have you, that's good. Glad that you came to check us out. Would love to talk to you more after the thing, or when we open it up for questions. This really is geared towards anyone who's like, Street Fighter's really cool, but I get schooled every time I play, so I don't play, but it's cool. We'll help you get over that entry-level hump. Right?
All right. Marvin Tung, obviously not here. He made this slideshow.
Yeah, so
I made
shout
a
out.
few changes, like threw the logo up there, so I claim it for myself, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
All right, goal of the panel, awareness, basic concepts, and lingo. So we're going to be rattling out a bunch of stuff. If we get too fast, far ahead, just let me know, because sometimes I just get in the weeds a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
All right. Genre overview. Okay, so you got 2 major types, 2D and 3D. When you think in 3D, you're thinking like Soul Calibur, Tekken, Virtua Fighter.
DOA.
When you think in 2D, you're thinking KOF, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Injustice, games like that. Different types of games in the same genre, completely different ways to play each of them.
Yeah. Of course, with 3D, you have the element of sidestepping. Well, 2D, it keeps you locked in that plane, so it keeps some of your options limited. So some of the concepts don't translate over from 3D to 2D or 2D to 3D, but a lot of them do. So it doesn't matter if you play 3D or 2D. We're gonna look more deeply into 2D. Is what we are better at. Some of the concepts do cross over. So if you're mainly a 3D guy, you'll still be able to learn something. All
right, moving on. Attack and defend. That's pretty obvious. For fighting game, you're attacking, you're defending. I know a lot of people don't like Smash Brothers. That's a fighting game. I'm not gonna get into that one. But there's fighting. I mean, there's fighting in Power Stone. The way you attack and defend in each fighting game is different, but there are some concepts that carry over universally between all fighting games. Like a lot of fighting games, you can't throw and block stun. Stuff like that.
Yeah, little stuff like that. For the most part, except for Smash, except for PlayStation All-Stars, the object is hit the other guy until his life goes away. And then when you do, you win. And then you do another round. You do rinse, right, cycle, and repeat. So it's pretty simple. That genre, that idea is you have a life bar, and when it's over, you lose. So.
All right, so 3D fighters, movement's way different.
Yeah.
Because you've got, not only do you have the 2D plane, but you've got the imaginary 3D plane as well that you've got to play on. So movement is usually very heavy in 3D fighters. Now you got like arena fighters, like that Gundam fighter right there. Never played it myself. Well, I have actually played that game.
Yeah, it's alright. Technically, yeah, it's fight. They fight.
They fight, and it's based a lot on reaction because it's very, very hard to defend in a 3D fighter. I know a lot of people in here who might play Tekken, Virtua Fighter, DOA can attest to the fact that there's a lot of overheads, moves that hit over your low block.
We'll get to that.
A lot of low attacks, and it gets you thinking. So you got to work in the chains, and it's hard.
Yeah. In general, it's easier to defend in a 2D fighter than it is in a 3D fighter. You'll see that later.
Just down block, just down block.
Down block, that's all you got there.
All right, 2D fighter, lots of different types. I mean, KOF is different from Street Fighter, it's different from P4U, it's different from P4UA, it's different from P4UAU plus Blaze Blue Alpha Fan. Yeah, we're not getting that one, but Blaze Blue, way different. You've got like Air Dashers, you've got your basic Street Fighter type games.
Yeah, you got the NetherRealm games, which is the Mortal Kombat's and Injustices.
And then you got games like Skullgirls that just kind of like
Whatever. Just does whatever it wants.
All right, spacing is extremely important in 2D fighters. You've got two characters facing off, like I'm facing off with my boy Miguel here. I want to keep him at a certain range. I got long legs, I'm gonna kick him in the face.
Yeah,
he wants to come in, he wants to hit that ha 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 ha, punch me in the face, one hit KO.
Yeah,
So we all got different ranges you're gonna work with. Spacing is critical. You want to control parts of the screen, whether that's with a sweeping kick, a fireball, something. When you do a 2D game and you throw a fireball out there, you're gonna get a reaction from the player. They're gonna block it, they're gonna jump over it, they're gonna counter it.
The most important part is the first thing when you start, you're at that distance, you want to be able to control the other person's distance. Whether you're on, you want to zone the guy out and you want to keep him away, or you want to be the guy on the offense where you want to close the distance. With the way you control the space in that game will allow you to either continue to defend or continue the attack. So that's a really important concept for 2D fighters.
So I think you're going to find that a lot of times when you get better at 2D fighters, you're going to be looking at the space in between the characters, less than the characters themselves. Unless the characters are insanely hot, then you're just looking at the characters.
And then you are at a disadvantage.
You are. I mean, everybody presses pause sometimes.
Yes.
Either. Movement is different in a 2D fighter. It's kind of like boxing, I equate it to.
Yeah.
Boxing, you got a limited set of tools to hit a limited area. 2D fighters the same way.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that 2D fighters are so much easier than 3D fighters. They are easier in certain ways, but there's a different way of thinking about it.
Right. Just because your options are limited to a certain space, it doesn't mean you don't have as many options.
So let's go over some movement. Now, a lot of you guys probably skip the tutorials. Don't do that. Just do the tutorial anyway. Games like Skullgirls, Cross Tekken, they have great tutorials. Blaze Blue is like a college course.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
got any time for that.
Yeah.
I got a scholarship though.
Yo, I got like 3 courses left on Blaze Blue.
Man, tell me about that, dog. We're gonna know well later. Not really. I hate that.
Okay, yeah.
Left, up, down, right. The diagonals. You're moving all over the place. When you first start your character that you pick, go ahead and go into training mode and just press those buttons around. See what they're like when they're walking. See when they're jumping. They're dashing or running. Dashing and running are two different things.
Each character moves a little different.
A dash in a fighting game would be something like, if I was here and I'm like, I'm gonna dash over there real quick. Oh, that's it. Usually there's a little bit of recovery in the beginning and the end of the dash.
Yeah, a little bit of
sometimes
lag.
there's like airborne frames. Sometimes you can do things in it.
Right.
And in a run, I'm just booking it. I'm like Jack Hammer and Baki, just running it, just trying to bite your chin off or something, you know? Does anybody watch Baki? Okay,
Yeah, we might reference Baki the Grappler.
We might do
it's
that
an anime
live.
convention. I figured that someone would catch that. Boom! Right there.
There we
Guy
go.
invested.
There's
Of course, everybody remembers when they put in that quarter on Street Fighter Championship Edition, what do they want to do? Diagonal up and jump.
Yep.
Jumping's important. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to talk about jumping. It ain't the end-all be-all of fighting games.
Hey, you know what? Let me say something right now.
Word.
If you're losing a lot in a fighting game,
Yeah.
look at how much you're jumping.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Especially in 2D fighters. If you're jumping in Tekken, I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? That's really hard. It's really hard to jump in that game.
I know, right? I don't know what you're doing. What was your idea of just jumping up there all the time?
Usually jumping and dashing, you press forward, forward, back, back. If you're Guy Tendo and KOF 11, shout out. You might have a little cockroach dash, real quick, get in there.
Again, with the weeds.
Different type of movements, different type of weeds. I'm getting it. I just like really like Guy Tendo, dog. He's like Baki. Anyway, attacks. Let's talk about some attacks right now. Now, we got 4-button games, we got 3-button games, we got 6-button games, we got 2-button games! That's right!
Yo, just give me a shout out if you played that dive kick ever.
Give me a shout out if you saw me
Blips.
dress as
Oh, look at all them galaxies.
I dressed as Kick on Thursday.
joysticks.
No, 2 buttons.
Oh yeah.
Just
oh,
two
oh my
buttons.
God, I remember those.
But
Yeah.
that's too high level for us to talk
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even gonna get into that.
No. So these are standard Street Fighter controls, because Street Fighter is really the granddaddy of all 2D fighting games. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be
I
really
mean,
real.
we know that there's Mortal Kombat. We know there's King of Fighters, but we're gonna break it down at the beginning. Light, medium, heavy. Light, medium, heavy. Kick. Light, medium, heavy punch. That's the Street Fighter model. You got our crazy sticks right here. We got these buttons laid out right there. So that's gonna be your attacks. Different games like KOF has like a light punch, heavy punch, like kick, heavy kick. Mortal Kombat's got like back kick, front kick. They're all gonna have like some variation of that where they separate the kicks and the punches. Marvel vs. Capcom's is way different, so just.
It's not like 3 buttons. Like, oh, you got 3 buttons now, light, medium, heavy.
All right.
In any case, go through your character,
Yeah.
move around with them, see how they move on the field. Go through and press all of their buttons. Jump and press all of their buttons.
And can
then
I say-
stop jumping.
Yeah, every button on your controller that's meant to do something is important. Don't just stick with heavy punch and light, like heavy, don't just stick with the heavies. Don't just stick with the lights. They all do different things, and we'll show you later. Each button is important. It's just like, in boxing, you gotta know all the punches. In MMA, you gotta know all the moves. Learn all the buttons. Anyway, we'll get there.
Special moves. This is what everybody wants to do.
This is the
Whenever
first
I teach somebody how to play a game, a soldier sits down next to me. He's like, "Yo, man, teach me how to play Street Fighter." I'm like, "All right, dog, let's go. Who do you want to be?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Okay, pick Ryu. He's easy." I'm like, "I'm gonna be Akuma." I'm like, "All right, you're gonna die." "All right, what you want to do now?" He's like, "I'm gonna throw a fireball." I'm like, "Okay, bro. You play as Makoto. I'm gonna press medium punch. I'm gonna beat you just by pressing medium punch."
But let's go over these specials.
Focus on the specials. They're important.
They're not
You gotta know
everywhere.
all the commands. You gotta know that quarter circle command. Quarter circle back. Dragon punch motion.
Which is like a Z.
motion.
Forward, down,
Z.
down, forward. That's what that's all about.
You've got the reverse dragon punch, the RDP over there next to it. You've got the fireball motion, quarter
Yeah.
circle forward punch.
That's the
You've
granddaddy
got
of
the
all of those.
half circle back,
Half circle back.
half circle forward, and your 360.
Right.
Usually for games, 360 can go forward or back unless it's specified, like Kuma cross tag.
Works. Yeah, so once you get used, like, it doesn't matter what you use. If you use a stick, if you're using a joystick, get used to those sweeping motions, especially that dragon punch. It's probably one of the harder moves.
And if you
The
can't,
forward, down, down, forward. It takes practice, but you gotta get it down for execution or else you're just not gonna get good at the game.
and if you really have a hard time doing it, there's a whole other set of commands called charge commands.
That's
Hold
true.
Down
We're going over that too.
or hold back for a second, 2 seconds, just a split second, and press forward and attack.
And next thing you know, he's throwing a sonic boom.
Just like that.
So if you're having trouble, like I cannot get my mind around doing the dragon punch to beat everybody, switch to Guile or other charge characters where you just hold down and then up and whatever, or back and then forward. So there's 2 different methods for input. You got your command inputs, we call them command inputs, where it's like a series of directions and then an attack, or the charge where you hold one way and then hit the opposite way and hit the attack.
Just remember
2 different
that
styles.
unless you're playing as Dante in Marvel 3, you've got more normal moves than specials.
Yes.
Okay? So get on your normal moves. Your command normals are usually where your money's at. That's usually where you either extend your combos, open people up, or get your safe moves.
Basically, what a command normal is you know, you got all those buttons. You got, you know, just like a light punch, you got your heavy punch or whatever. If you input just one direction, like forward, like medium punch, it'll be different from a regular medium punch. We'll get in there when we start fighting. We'll show you what that's all about. But they're a part of your repertoire. So you got your normal button moves, just normals, important. Command normals, important. Specials, very normal. Very, very important. And then later we'll get to the extra stuff.
All right. Okay, so you want to just boot up the game and go over the basic stuff?
Let's go over the basic stuff before we
Okay,
start.
so we're using cross Tekken because...
And yeah, tell them about what Cross Tekken. Actually, you fire it up. I'll tell them why we're using Cross Tekken.
Okay.
We're using a game called Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It came out in 2012. It was a mashup game between Street Fighter and Tekken. Oh, look at that! I lost. That's what the reason why we're using this particular game is because it's a bit of a mashup game. It's based on the Street Fighter concept that we've all seen. Street Fighter, the granddaddy of them all, and it crosses it with Tekken. How about that? Tekken has a lot of different mechanics to it, like different links, different juggles, different chains and stuff. So when they made this game, they married the 2. So we're using this particular game because it has things like tagging, chains, special moves, ultras. It kind of puts them all together. So we're able to explain more. That's why we're using this particular game. We like this game. Nobody else plays this game, but we still like this game. Yeah, so what we got? I got... Yeah, give me God. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So am I going to be able to move? Oh, we're in training mode, that's right. So we're going into training mode. A very important tool to anyone who wants to actually learn how to play. The way you learn how to play is not going into Versus or Arcade automatically and just trying to figure it out. Go into the training mode. There's a dummy there, he'll let you beat you up for free.
Real talk, I've had soldiers come up to me and like, hey man, let me play you. I heard you're pretty good. I'm like, all right, dog. He's like, yeah, I just beat the computer on hard. Okay, that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
The computer's only going to do a certain amount of things.
All right. So let's go over this movement. You start with this movement right now.
Okay.
I'm pressing forward, pressing back. I got some walk speed. Look at me walking.
I'm walking a little bit faster. He's
Yeah.
getting pumped
So-
right there.
So usually your forward walk is slower than your back walk. So look at her just sauntering along. All right, let's talk about some dashes. You notice,
Everybody's dash is a little bit different.
oh shoot, I gotta fight the Hulk. That's not cool. All right, so dashes. Like I said, we're talking about jumping. To jump less, you want to get from all the way across the screen. Let's pretend for a second that Ryu wants to get in your face. I can do like this, or, you know, if I want, I can just, look how fast I can close that distance. It's faster than a walk. It's also not as vulnerable as a jump. Because watch, I'm going to try to jump at this fool. Oh, God. Gosh, darn it. I'm going to try that again. Oh.
The main problem is, with jumping is, in a lot of games, you can't block in the air.
You cannot block in the air.
Now, in games where you can block in the air, even still, that jump trajectory, unless you have a dive kick or something to change it, your opponent knows where you're going to go.
Yep. So
No matter what. So even in a game like Blaze Blue where you have perfect guards in the air and you can hold back or whatever and you're like, oh, I'm shiny guard, they know where you're going to land.
yeah.
They know what's going to happen.
So watch, you jump. Oh,
He's just going to throw me. He's going to throw me, he's going to do that.
no. No, sucker.
And he's going to convert that to something crazy like a
Yeah, anyway. So there you go. There's lots more different moves than just jumping. The less you jump against pro players, am I right? Am I right? Good players. Some guy shout out. The less you jump, the more you win. All right. So let's get into the buttons. Let's get into the jabs and the crosses and the whatnot. All right. Yeah. Get that up. That's right. All right. Okay. So I got, like I said, check this out. Buttons. Here's my jab. Quick. Not that much damage. I'm glowing. All right, that's my medium punch, heavy punch.
Notice, as you get closer, the moves change. So not only do you have 6 different moves on the ground, but sometimes they're different when you're closer.
Yeah.
This isn't true of all games.
Yeah.
It's true of many of
Yeah, and then of course you got your lower moves, which they hit low, which you can't block these high. You're gonna try to block high, you're gonna do this. You have to block down back. Down back. All right.
So let's talk about the blocks here.
All
In
right.
a 2D fighting game,
2D fighters. Most 2D fighters, except for Mortal Kombat.
down blocking is pretty safe. Someone's
Yeah.
on the ground, they're facing you, down blocking is what you're going to want to do. There's only a couple things that are going to beat you down blocking. Aerial moves, normally, not that.
That's an area.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
watch.
overhead.
So I jump in. That's when jumping gives you an advantage if you know they're gonna crouch block. Because they can't crouch block for jumping. That's almost universal. Or, remember we talked about those command normals, where you press a direction in a normal and it changes the property of the normal. So this is my medium punch. Look at how medium it is. Oh, there we go. See this? Try to block that. Goofy looking punch right there. It's amazing. Most characters have those. Most characters do. Like, oh shoot.
And you can look after it. You can do something crazy, like, hey, I hit you with this overhead. I didn't make it at all, because I'm ready to do this. And I like something cool.
At which point he just completely shows off. That's good. That's good. I like that. That's amazing. Good job.
I gotta get them in eventually.
I know, right? I don't know. Okay, so Dave, movement, really important. We talk about the attacks. Let's talk about the specials, right? Specials like
Show them what everybody wants to see. Show them that quarter circle forward punch.
boom. Look at that. Look at all this hitbox right there.
Now, what I was saying before is when Ivan throws that projectile, that's something on the screen that I cannot beat with my moves.
No.
So I've got some decisions to make. I can block, lower eye, I can
Oh, I got you.
try to absorb it,
Yeah, there you go. That's
I can jump over it and try to get him. Ivan's gonna place himself in a way where he can throw the fireball, and he's gonna try to get that short. Not okay with that.
boom.
That's the first one. So the fireball is the kind of tool that you want to put out there to make your opponent react. Don't make them react in a way that will get you destroyed.
Yeah, if I'm throwing Hadokens like constantly. Oh shoot, oh, he's wrecking my face. He's wrecking my face. Just whenever.
It's like, you don't want to take 407 damage just because you threw a fireball. That's not worth it.
So, has anyone heard the term spam before?
Yeah.
Who's a spammer? I'm a spammer. All right. Everybody knows what spam is. All right. Well, let's talk. Hey, it is a strategy. It is a strategy, especially if the other guy doesn't know how to beat it. Right?
Can I just say something real quick?
Go for it. Go for it.
This is what I say this at every panel. This is really important for
Take
everybody
this
to realize.
home with you, like the brochure, or like
If you were
the mini
spamming
statuette.
somebody, if you were throwing them constantly, hitting them with fireballs constantly, hitting them with the same move over and over again,
Yeah.
do not stop.
Don't do it.
It is their job to be better than you.
Yeah. So let's just say he's hitting me with all the Hadokens in the world, right? Let's just say he's doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm like, you cheesy punk. You cheat. You're spamming, man.
You know what? In a 2D fighting game, in any fighting game, there's no such thing as a perfect defense.
That is
It
correct.
does not exist unless you're a boss
There's
character.
no perfect offense. There's no perfect defense.
There's something they can do better.
Yeah.
So if somebody's sitting there telling you, oh man, you've been cheap, why don't you fight me fair? If it were me, and I'm playing as Marduk, I'm like, stop throwing those fireballs and come get me. It's because I want to throw them.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I'm going to put them in hard knockdown. I'm going to keep on going. Ivy doesn't want that. If you got range, use it. If you got a tool that your opponent can't deal with, just use it.
Yeah. Use it until they figure out how to beat it, and then you can work on your mind games, mixing it up.
Yeah.
Once they figure out how to beat your one thing.
And once they beat your one thing, I'm sure you got something else they can't beat because obviously they're a little bit slow at the game.
Yeah. Anyway. Case in point. Case in point. Gentleman comes up to me and says, I am so awesome in Street Fighter right now. No one in my unit can beat me. I don't know how big that unit is. I don't know what this guy has. I'm like, okay, well, let's play. Let's play. Nothing but picks Ken, wants that fiery uppercut, just jumps in, tries to jump in, and then does the Shoryuken right away. I'm like, oh, that's his special sauce. He's gonna do it over and over again, right? He's throwing those Shoryukens out. Here's the thing about the Shoryuken. Look how awesome that is. Look how high it goes.
It's so awesome. Look
Block
at
that
that.
F out.
He's gonna
Block that F out this. Oh, see all that time? I'm hanging in the air like a dumb guy. So all he does,
I still lost the match though. So.
yeah. Okay, so all he did was jump in and throw Shoryuken. Congratulations, you know his best special move. But here's the thing, I knew how to block. He hits the Shoryuken, I block it. He's coming back down from the heavens. I'm checking my watch. I'm building my charge because I was playing DJ at the time. Don't tell nobody. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That was cool, man. Good special move. Boom! And I hit him with I hit him with every combo in the book. And he's like, can I block that? That's what he said. He kept asking me, can I block that? And I'm like, no, dog. If I block your Shoryuken, if I block your special move that's unsafe, we'll get to unsafe and safe, but we'll get there. We'll get there. If I keep blocking your move, you can't beat me. So, on one hand, if your one special move is beating him, just beat him. Don't give in.
Who even cares?
If it's not, then you know you gotta switch it up.
If that person talks to you and you're doing the same thing over and over losing and they're talking trash, or they're talking trash to you because you keep doing the same, you don't need that friend in your life.
Nah. Just look at him and be like, toxic. Learn how to play the game. All right, let's talk. Should we talk about safe and unsafe? Or what's next? What's next? Let's put the slideshow back up. All right.
What's up, man?
Bushido. No, this is Jarvis. You can call him Jarvis. Oh, yeah. It's Grandmaster Bushido Brown.
Let's talk about some combo stuff.
Yes, combos. This is how you really win.
Now, you're doing your cool specials, right? Specials are cool.
Yeah, they are.
But they're not guaranteed to hit by themselves most of the time.
No.
Unless you're DiCaprio in Omega mode.
Don't talk to them.
Okay.
And also, they only hit once. They only do up to about 120 damage. What you gonna do? What you gonna do to really win?
You want to get combos.
Combos.
Combos are guaranteed ways to damage that you can link attacks together. Even 3D fighters have combos, they're natural combos.
Big ones.
Every game, every fighting game has a form of a combo. Now you can burst out of combos in some games, you can
That's limited.
counter out of combos in DOA, but if you're being juggled, In Street Fighter, if you're getting hit repeatedly, you can't block.
Yeah.
That's when you want to hit those specials to cap off your moves.
Exactly. Now, if you get two intermediate fighters together, two dudes that have been playing Street Fighter for a number of years, I guarantee you, the one who knows the bigger combos is the one that's going to win. Because every time he lays a hand on you, he's dealing 300 damage instead of just 100.
Now,
Make sense?
if the other guy's normal, like you might not know the big combos, but if you know your normal moves good, you know your range, you can still beat somebody.
You
It's
still
cool.
could. But you're not going to be doing as much damage if you don't know your combos. Let's get into the combos.
So you've got links,
Links,
you've got cancels,
cancels,
you've got chains,
chains,
juggles,
juggles.
and natural combos.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna
We're gonna break these down for you so it's not overwhelming. It's gonna make sense, I promise.
Okay.
We're gonna be building combos. All right.
So, I have here you. I'm gonna have you demonstrate links, cancels, chains, and juggles. All right?
Yo, I don't know if I know his juggles with Ryu, but we'll find out. All right, so a link. Basically, what a link is, and links are important, especially in Street Fighter. Some games don't even have links. Street Fighter does. It's basically, you hit them with an attack, and you can recover your attack, and then attack them again while they're still in the hit stun, where they're in the animation of flinching from getting hit, and you hit them again. That's two separate moves, done separately, but done so close together that they cannot be blocked.
Didn't come.
Did it
Yeah,
come?
it did come. It did, yeah.
Boom, see that? Or I can go light punch. Okay, so you see that the punch came out, then I hit another one. You link them together. It takes timing. You can't I can't just mash this. Like light punch, you can mash out a little bit. Not medium punch. That's not linking. You can block that. You gotta time it.
Do a crouching light punch, crouching medium punch, target combo. Real quick.
You want to do that? Because I'm not a you guy.
Okay, so.
Yeah, check this out.
So, the good thing about cross Tekken is it can help you decide whether you're actually linking or not and help your timing.
Yeah.
So if I do this, oh wait, you know what? So if I do this, that's 42 damage. Because in cross Tekken, your damage scales down.
Yeah. That's a link, right? Wow, the combo.
I don't know.
Let's not get too much into it. So there you go, two-hit combo. Linked
Now,
it. So you
notice
turn
the
one
damage.
punch into two.
Notice the damage on this. By itself, 60 damage. So I
60
did
damage.
120 damage total.
Yeah.
In fighting games, you have what's called scaling.
Yeah.
Now you can know a really long, fancy combo. You need to optimize your combos.
So that the percentages work out. Because every time you hit them, the next attack does a little less damage.
Yes.
But anyway, let's go into, so we have links. What do we have, chains?
Chains.
Show them a chain.
Okay. I'll show you a chain, aka in this case a Tekken combo. I'm gonna press forward, medium kick, medium punch.
Boom. Here's the thing, chains, they are automatic. You don't have to worry about the timing so much. You just press them buttons and they string together. Games like Mortal Kombat, they've got chains. Tekken has chains. Soul Calibur has chains. Especially Mortal Kombat has chains. And I mentioned Mortal Kombat. They're all about chains, they're not about links. And there's a difference. A link is two complete separate moves that link together because you timed them right. A chain, that's automatic. Know your chains. All right. Next, cancels. Now we're gonna go into cancels. The cancels are where you make a lot of money right here. A cancel, basically, I'm throwing out this regular punch, this regular low punch, right? Boom, right? Special moves can cancel, meaning you can start up that special move in the middle of your normal move. Boom, cancel. Basically, before I'm even done punching you, that Shoryuken's coming out.